What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Lumios Post, where we talk about all things Pokemon, and today we're going to be talking about the new Pokemon that I think we could see in the Teal Mask, which is, of course, the first DLC in the Hidden Treasures of Area Zero DLC pack for Scarlet and Violet. We've previously done the new evolutions I think we can see, the new convergent forms or evolutions or R-Fakes I think we could see. And now we're doing the new Pokemon. I don't know that there's going to be more new Pokemon than what we saw, which of course would be for this part. The Ogerpon, Okidogi, Munkidori, and Pheasantipiti. I don't know that we'll get more on that in this first DLC, because that is 4, and that's a good bit. But this is just for fun and just kind of some stuff that I found that would make a really good Pokemon. And all of these are sourced from the Tohoku region of Japan, which is, of course, where people believe Kitakami, which is where the first DLC, the Teal Mask, is set, is kind of based off of. It's pulling from the real-world Tohoku region. So I'm pulling from the real-world Tohoku region to find some ideas for new Pokemon that I think will be really, really cool. Let's just get right in. So the first one is the Bonin Flying Fox, whatever. It's a flying fox. I think that a dark flying type could work really well for this Pokemon, you know, just because, I don't know, bats, they're dark, they like the dark, you know, and we, oddly enough, haven't gotten a dark type bat. There's 4 bat lines, if you consider Gliscor. There's the Crobat line, that's poison flying. There's the Swoobat line, that's psychic flying. There's ground flying in Gliscor, and dragon flying in Noibat. And yet, oddly enough, we haven't had dark flying, and that just seems so obvious because of, like, the connections to vampires and the, you know, again, them liking the night and all, so, you know, you could kind of take an evil spin to it, and they are, you know, kind of evil-looking creatures sometimes, you know, they're kind of scary creatures, they're associated with Halloween, so I'm so shocked we haven't gotten a dark flying bat yet. This would be a perfect one to do that with, and if it does go that route, I could see Prankster being a thing, because I could see this being a more, like, cute, mischievous dark type, so, you know, more like Impidimp and less, you know, like scary, evil dark type, like Grimmsnarl. But Prankster would work really well, I think. Gale Wings would also be cool, you know, that's currently locked only to Talonflame, so, you know, share the love, Talonflame, give this thing Gale Wings. But I will say, I could also, if they don't want to go the dark flying route for some reason, they could make it a grass flying type and lean into more of its fruit bat things, because flying foxes are actually a type of fruit bat, so this is also a fruit bat. Still a flying fox, but it's also a fruit bat. So grass flying would be really well, and then you could kind of give it some abilities that would go well with the grass typing. You know, like Chlorophyll would be kind of neat, you know, make it like the opposite of a normal bat. Instead of nocturnal, this one's diurnal, and, you know, it gets its energy from the sun. That would be kind of neat. Solar power, anything like that would work. Sap Sipper even, you know, not being related to the sun, but just being a good or a common grass type thing, you know, anything like that would be fine. I don't really care. I love the bat Pokemon, and I need more all the time. The last one we got was, like I said, Noivern, so I guess there's Lunala too, but I'm not including legendaries in this. So the last one we got was Noivern, and that was Gen 6, and it's Gen 9 now. Give me another bat. Now, the next one is a Ploverbird, and again, this is 100% my own bias. They do live in the Tohoku region of Japan, but I want a Ploverbird. I love Ploverbirds, Sanderlings, you know, it's kind of related there. I need this to be a thing. I think ground flying would be really cute, just because, you know, you always see them on the sands of beaches. And I think it would be kind of cute to give them, like, an ability that, you know, ties in well to their personalities in real life. You know, you always see them, like, run up to the water to, like, get their prey, but then when the wave comes, they, like, run really, really fast with their little feet away from the waves. So I think Quick Feet would be really cute for it. I also think that Runaway would be fitting, even if it's not the most competitive ability, but Ground Flying is a pretty solid typing, so I'd love to see it on another Mon, and I say, what better choice than a Ploverbird? I mean, and honestly, they're so cute. They're so cute. I need this. Now, the next one is actually a beta Pokemon, and this is, I don't remember its name, but it'll be on screen for you to see. It is basically this little ghost Pokemon that had a little hat, and it was cut. And it's a simple design, don't get me wrong, but I love this thing. I mean, it's adorable. It's just a little ghost with a hat. And it seems to be based off of a popular yokai, or, creature from myth. And so that makes it all the more fitting to be in a very Japanese setting. I think it would be really cool to get some more yokai-inspired Pokemon. It could be ghost type, it could be water ghost, because it kind of, looks like a little rain droplet. But anything will work. I think Rain Dish would be a cute ability for it, even if it is pure ghost, just because I like when they give kind of attributes to Pokemon that's a little outside of its typing. Like they give Swift Swim to, Quillfish, even though Quillfish is, or not Quillfish, Overquill, but also Hisuian Quillfish, because they're dark poison, but they get some water attributes, so I like when they do that kind of stuff. So even if it is pure ghost, Rain Dish would be really cute for it, I think. Yeah, I love that idea. Now, this next one, I am straight up looking on my phone to read the name of, because I'm going to try to pronounce this as best as I can, but I'm going to butcher it anyway, so I guess you could say this is for nothing. This is the Quillin, or the Kirin. There's a picture of it on screen. I've seen it spelled two different ways, Quillin or Kirin. I don't know if that's like a translation issue or like different areas, or if those are two different things that just look similar. But either way, I think this would be a really, really cool Pokemon to see, because honestly, it looks so cool. Dragon typing would work really well for it, because it's all scaly in a lot of depictions. Fairy typing would work really well for it, because it's super mythical looking, similar to like a unicorn. But I would argue, why go dragon and why go fairy when you can go dragon fairy? I mean, this would be so perfect, I think. And the dragon fairy typing is completely unused except for in Mega Altaria. And given that Mega Evolutions are not in Scarlet and Violet and don't seem to be returning, well, I would say that we need a dragon fairy type pretty soon. And I say, what better choice than this thing? Again, this is another yokai. Yokai are so cool. I mean, honestly, we just need more yokai Pokemon. So, yeah, I want the Quillin, Kirin, the fun little goat dragon thing. I want it. I want it now. Okay, now for this next one, we are once again pulling from a yokai, and that is Kappa. And the Kappa has actually seen a lot of usage in Pokemon. Like, Golduck is kind of inspired from it. The most heavy representation of it in Pokemon is the Ludicolo line. They're very clearly Kappa inspired. And there's even Scovillain is also kind of Kappa inspired. Not so much Scovillain, but specifically with Capsakid, it's very Kappa inspired. And so because of that, I go, okay, so we have a Watergrass Kappa. We have a Firegrass Kappa. So let's get one more Kappa, and let's make it Water Fire. So you have like the whole, like the elemental Kappas, if you will. And, Kappas are really cool, too. They're very cool looking creatures. So I think that would be nice. And Ludicolo is very dancy and stuff, very happy little guy. But the truth is, Kappas are not happy. They are honest, like, they're so freaking scary. They will try to drown you. They will try to show you how good they are at wrestling by wrestling you in the water and drowning you. And they've even been known to assault people. Trying to think of the best way to word that without losing monetization on this video. But they, not great creatures at all. They're very, very dangerous, very, very scary. Ludicolo, while it looks very much like a Kappa, is honestly, personality-wise, probably the worst interpretation of a Kappa. So I say, give us a fire-water one and make it one that is, like, terrifying. Give us, like, it's in a little pond near a village, and, like, it comes out and, like, tries to burn the village sometimes. If it's not, if it's been angered or anything like that. I think that would be really neat. Really lean more into that. I guess Scovillain kind of does, but like I said, once Capsakid evolved, it lost a lot of its Kappa traits. So I say, give me a full Kappa that's full evil. It's like Scovillain got the personality, but not the appearance. Ludicolo got the appearance, but not the personality. So now give me one that has the personality and appearance, and we're all set. And there's a little trio there with a water fire, a water grass, and a fire grass. So that would just be really cool. Water fire is also, of course, largely unused, only by Volcanion. I kept wanting to say Marshadow. I don't know what's going on with me today, but Volcanion is a water fire type, and it's a mythical, so it's, you know, really hard to access. There's a lot of people that don't have it because it's not in-game anywhere. It's just been a mystery gift a couple of times, like a handful of times. So, you know, give us another water fire type. We really need it. Now, for this last Pokemon, I am going for a Peach Pokemon. And you may go, okay, well, that's kind of a step down from a Kappa. And yeah, it is. I'm not going to argue with that. But it would be kind of a big deal to the Teal Mask. And the reason I say this is because in the Teal Mask, we are seeing a lot of themes that seem to very heavily imply that the story of Teal Mask, or at least the lore behind these Pokemon, are going to be very much inspired by Momotaro, which is a Japanese folktale about a boy who goes and fights demons and, you know, does it with a talking pheasant, monkey, and dog. It's a really cool story, honestly. You know, I did a whole video on it if you want to check it out. But the interesting thing is, in this story, Momotaro is said to have been born from a peach, whatever that means. I don't know how a peach gives birth. I don't want to know how a peach gives birth. But it seems that, like, these people opened up a peach and there was a boy inside, and that was Momotaro. He's even, like, called the Peach Boy. So, with a peach being so important to Momotaro's lore and his history and, like, literally his origins, I say give us a Peach Pokemon, you know, make it kind of a mascot of Kitakami in a similar way to how, like, Alolan Exeggutor is, like, a mascot of Alola, or Galarian Slowpoke as, like, a mascot of Isle of Armor. You know, there's, like, always a legendary mascot, but then there's always, like, a common mon that's kind of just a mascot. And I think that a Peach Pokemon will be perfect for the Teal Mask as a representation from that. And maybe they could even, like, throw in a thing about, like, oh, the hero trainer that, you know, chased off Ogerpon all those years ago. Some people said he was born from a insert Peach Pokemon name here. Obviously, Grass or Grass Fairy is a very obvious choice. You know, abilities, it'll probably be something generic in Grass. I know it's not exciting, but maybe they could give a Grassy Surge. That might make it a little bit better. But I know it's not an exciting idea for a Pokemon, a Grass or Grass Fairy Peach, but I do think it will be very important to the Teal Mask, and I'm all for adding Pokemon if they kind of just give more life to an area, or, you know, more story or lore. I'm all for it. So give me my Grass or Grass Fairy Peach, I say. Be sure to let me know in the comments below what you think of these Pokemon. Which of these would you add to your DLC team? And also let me know your new Pokemon ideas for the Teal Mask. Bonus points if you can back up why it would be in the Teal Mask. So, like, basing it off of real-world myth, lore, legend, animals found in the Tohoku region. All that in the comments below. Be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell, because we still got a few more videos planned for, like, new Pokemon ideas we could see in the Teal Mask, like regional variants and stuff. And then, of course, we're going to move on to Indigo Disc. And if you're this far in the video, you must like that kind of stuff. So like, subscribe, and hit the bell if you haven't, so you can see those. And until next time, I will see all of you later.